Hello and welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with another episode of Kicking Aces here in World of Tanks. And yes, it has been quite a while since we've had one of these episodes. I have been in a bit of a slump in terms of putting up an impressive performance in this game. Part of that was due to the Road to the Motherland event. I was playing a lot of mediocre Russian tanks I was not very good in. Then I took a little break from the game after that. But thankfully, before the Road to the CDC event kicks off, I was able to jump into my Cromwell Knight, my favorite tank in the game, the Tier 6 British Premium tank, because I was working on the 100 Years missions, which is just all about getting kills. You had to get 100 tank destructions, and you got a big silver payout. And what better tank to do it than my favorite tank in the game, the Cromwell Knight. So we're here in a Tier 8 game, so I want to get into position early to try and get some spots for the enemy's aggressive tanks, maybe their scouts. I want to identify them, watch them crossing this valley. It's kind of a pivotal location, but I don't want to get too aggressive because if I run up there and one or two Tier 7s rush me, or even two light tanks with rapid-firing guns, they would be able to take me out quickly. So I hold that position till my allies come up behind me. I have a lot of good support, and then I advance across the little gap here. And now I have a nice position that I'm aggressive, I can spot, and I've got allies behind me putting some fire in. So here we see the Cromwell on the enemy team. He runs up to that rock, but that's not going to help him because I'm here, so he has nowhere to go. He can't retreat because my allies are there, and he can't stay there because I can see him. So he gets quickly eliminated, and now we see, wow, a Tiger, a Rheinmetall Borsig, a KV-5. There are a lot of tanks here trying to push up, and thankfully we've secured this position, which is really strong. I can poke, I can spot, I can even get some shots just over this little ridge, and it's going to be tough for them to hit me. I'm very mobile, I can move back and forth, and even if I'm not shooting, I'm still spotting a ton of these guys while my allies do some damage. So this is a great position here. We're trying to thread some into the very thinly armored Borsig, and now we've got the KV-5, and the KV-5 is a tough nut for the Cromwell to crack, but one thing I can do is try to track him. If I can get him stuck in place, then my allies will be able to do some damage. So my first shot damaged this track, and there goes the second one. It goes in. Now we have him tracked, and we could keep him here all day if we want. I could just keep pumping rounds in. The reload on my gun is so good. I get a little cheeky with it there. I go for the R2-D2, and I do put a damaging shot in, but I'm overexposing my tank, and I take two quick hits in succession, and more than half my hit points are gone. And once again, I'm trying to get a nice little turret shot in. I do. I'm able to pull back. I want to get another tracking shot in. That goes in. This is great. All my allies are doing a number of hits to the KV-5 here, and I'm getting all the credit for these tracking shots and spotted hits as well. Put another shot in. We back up, but unfortunately, that was long enough for him to get his track repaired, and now he's pulled back. So we need to be a little careful here. Those are some really big guns down there in that valley shooting at me, and a number of those guns could take me out in one hit at this point. So we're still going to try and spot, still try and help our team, but we need to be a little more cautious about it. And we're doing well here. The scores are tied, but we have a strong hold on this central location, which is really pivotal for this map. So I see now, I'm keeping an eye on the mini-map, and there's an advancement that went all the way to the north, down that valley on the far side there. There you can see I highlighted it on the B line, and now they're coming towards our base. There's at least one tank, maybe two. So I'm going to see if I can get some flanking shots here as they advance, and yes, we have a great shot into the side of the Carnarvon. That's the Tier 8 British heavy tank. We put one in, and then we pull back. Again, maybe we can take a hit from this guy. Probably. British guns usually have a lower alpha damage, but a really high rate of fire. So he could probably put two in pretty quickly, and then we'd be eliminated. So I wanted to get my shot in, distract him. Ally puts a shot in, and then he has to turn his attention back to my ally. Unfortunately, that shot goes a little low, but that's okay. I have a really rapid-firing gun, and I'm trying to use this ridgeline, keep myself not overexposed, but I take another hit. Then I think I can beat his reload, and unfortunately my shot bounced, but that second one does go in. So we're able to eliminate that Carnarvon, and we're still down a tank here. I needed to take that risk because if he got away, if he was able to put another couple of hits into my allies, it wouldn't have been good. Now we see the T-25-2, the American tank destroyer. He was in our base. I had a really nice shot at him, and I just didn't aim it right. A bit of a letdown there on my marksmanship, and then he disappeared from view, so I tried to do a blind shot leading him appropriately, but I messed that up as well. So that was unfortunate, and that could come back to haunt us. So now I know the map on this side is mostly clear. I've seen where most of the other tanks are located. They're either close to our base or coming down the south of our map, close to their base. And so I'm in this position, and I'm trying to, get some information. Again, I'm a one-hit now for pretty much anything in the game. So I want info on where the enemy tanks are that I can swoop in and help, right? I'm really mobile. I have a rapid-firing gun, but I cannot take the first hit now. So here we go. Great opportunity. I see there's a tank destroyer here engaging our IS-6, and I think I can come in here and provide some assistance fire, some flanking fire. But it's the Borsig, and he's on just a sliver of health, and he gets taken out. Now, the only tank I'm worried about is the light tank, because the light tank on their team is going to be very fast. And, oh, speak of the devil, there he is. It's only a Stuart. It's a Tier 4 tank, but that can still get through my thin armor. I put the first shot in, and thankfully he goes into my front plate. I'm able to deflect it. I try to give him my side and at an angle where it would bounce, but it didn't. It was able to go in. I am left on 18 health. Thankfully, my third shot eliminated the Stuart. And so we secure another kill there. We secure their most mobile remaining tank. And now if anybody breathes on me, I am going to be eliminated. So we need to be smart here. We need to be cautious, but we've turned the scores around. We've had some really nice help from our allies. We are currently capping the enemy base. And I see my next target of opportunity. It's the Tiger, the Tier 7 German heavy tank, and he's up in that same position that we started in on top of the hill, and it looks like he's facing off with the IS-6. Now, the Tiger has very little health left, so maybe I can get 2 shots off if I come up behind him before he's able to turn his turret around and put one into me. But in order to do that, I need to be very careful as I advance because the proximity spot could go off if I get too close to the Tiger, even without line of sight. And if the Tiger knows I'm here, the jig is up, and I'm not going to be able to get the surprise attack. But I'm able to thread through. I come around the corner, I have a shot, and oh man, I duff it into the ground. The Tiger reacts, he's turning around, I get my first shot in. I don't think my reload's going to be good enough. I pull back, it's just in time. Now I know I have the free shot. I put it in to the unarmored, or unangled front plate of the Tiger and take it out. Now I did switch over to premium rounds here after engaging that Stuart. There are Tier 7 and Tier 8 tanks and heavy tanks left in this game. And again, I'm a one-hit. I need every shot to count. I need to rely on my rate of fire and my positioning. So I'm not going to let a bounce happen if I could prevent it by loading up some extra high penetration rounds here at the end of the game. So please forgive my indulgence, but I wanted to have a good impact on the game and not throw it away. So we have the KV-3 sighted here, and I'm not going to risk letting him get a shot off at me. I'm waiting for his next shot, and I think if he shoots, I'll be able to advance before he reloads. But there's no need. My ally in the IS-6, who's having a great game, is able to take that target out. And now there's just 2 enemy tanks left, the medium and I believe the Liberty. And so we're going to advance up the hill here. The Liberty's off to my left, and the medium is off to the right. And my ally takes out the medium tank, and so now all that's left is this French Liberty, the premium heavy tank. And I put a first shot in, but the Liberty pulls back just in time. My second one, I duff into the rock, and I can see his gun was pointing the other way. I should have taken a little more time. And now I've noticed that his turret has swung towards me. And I really don't want to throw away my tank at the end of the game, so I'm going to be a little cautious here. I might be throwing away an extra hit or 2 in terms of damage, but it's really not something that I want to give away. I've played a really good game. I don't want my tank to get blown up here at the end of the battle for nothing. So I'm trying to crest the ridge. I don't quite have the positioning or the gun depression to get the gun down, and I'm worried I'm going to overexpose my tank. So I pull back again, and I decide, all right, I'm going to wait. When I see the Liberty fire, then I'll advance and take my chance to get one in before he's reloaded. There is the shot. Bounces off the IS-6. I come forward, and we should be able to put a shot in here. We aim. The Tiger 2 gets the first shot in, so that leaves him just on a sliver of health, and we're able to put the shot in, secure the kill, and that is our 4th kill of the game for a victory in the Cromwell Knight. So we'll take a quick look at the post-game stats, and boy, what a game it was. We ended up with 2,143 damage and another 2,000 assistance damage, and that put up a total of 6,900 XP with our premium account, and that was doubled for our first win of the game. So I knew this was a really good base XP game. I didn't quite know how good yet. We secured a ton of medals. The Fighter for our 4 kills, Duelist, Brawler, Lucky, Spotter, and then an Ace Tanker. My first Ace Tanker in well over a month, and it's in my favorite tank. Really, really pumped about that. I've had quite a few good games where I put up 17, 18, 1900 XP, but had not secured an Ace Tanker, so I was thrilled to see that. We got the, I'm going to butcher this, Lavaslejos medal for taking out 2 tanks that are at least 2 tiers higher than you. Really, really pumped for the result. And even more so when I was able to take a look at the detailed stats and find out my base XP for this game. It was my highest base XP ever, And as you can see, it was a 2003 base XP game. I broke the 2000 mark for the first time. Really pumped about that result. And a lot of the credit goes to my allies, of course. I did 2,000 spotting damage, and that was because I had some allies that were really putting in some good work in this game, lighting up the targets that I was spotting, especially early on in the hill. And my allies were able to do some good work as well, pulling back the scores when we were down 2 or 3 tanks there in the midpoint of the game, which enabled this to be a win, and also I wouldn't have broken the 2,000 base XP without them pulling their weight as well. So big shout out to my teammates, the IS6 there, Nukem 04 had a really nice game, as well as the Tiger 2 from Braun 77 and the AMX 5100 from Roadkill. All really did a nice job, hung in there. We pulled together as a team, brought that one back, and put together quite an impressive result. And as we could see from the more detailed results here, we fired 37 shots, 30 of those hit, and 18 of those penetrated. We had quite a few shots at the KV-5 we were trying to get in, a couple at the side of the Carnarvon that bounced and whatnot. We were definitely, a Tier 6 tank and a Tier 8 match, you're going to expect your shots to bounce a good amount of the time if you're not flush behind them or having great shots into their sides. And even with that, even with all those shots that we fired and all those non-penetrating hits, we still managed to put away quite a hefty chunk of silver. 81,000 was our take home there. And what a great game. Really enjoyed that one. Really needed that one. That was the encouragement I needed to get ready for this road to the CDC event. Knowing that I have a tank that I can rely on. I'm really looking forward to being able to play this to secure the CDC. Thankfully, the road to the CDC does not require French tanks, and I think that's an awesome development. It's really going to keep this event from being as much of a grind, I think, as the road to the motherland was. So that was just a for fun, good old-fashioned ace tanker replay. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I was certainly excited when I was playing the battle, when I saw the post results. I was excited to share that one with you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you did, feel free to leave a thumbs up and subscribe for future content. I will have some updates on the road to the CDC event as I work my way through it. Thank you for joining me. See you next time.